So I'm just going to take it from this slide. Source format, make everything look nice. And the implementation of clonable is actually provided by object, but unless you say clonable, you won't be able to call it. So let me see, how can I demonstrate this? I can go to my main class, and since we're using employee factory, I can do this demo here with clonable by saying employee clone equals employee something like that, and then I can say clone equals clone dot clone. Let's see what that does for us. And I have to use it one more time. This cast. I'm about to explain what's going on. And one more thing. Another error is unreported exception clone. Okay, must be caught or declared. Okay, so let's do that. Let's just use this exception to try things, just to keep the compiler happy. So we can say try this, and if it doesn't work, we'll catch the exception, and this is the type of an exception that we're going to catch, because that's what clonable method wants us to do, to catch that exception. And in that case, we will just report it, right? We're just going to say system.out.print print line, and we're going to say could not clone the object. Okay, so that we just basically report this idea. Well, let's build this. And run it. So it behaves the same way, and obviously we didn't get this exception. So what I just did was, as you know, when we create objects in Java and capture references to these objects in the form of object references, there is no way for us to manufacture a copy of that object. This just doesn't happen. Java will resist making a copy. Anytime you have an object, you pass object reference to another method, the reference gets duplicated, but it's pointing to the same object. But if we truly want to replicate our objects from some sort of a prototype and create a true new instance of it, we can use this methodology defined in the object class, which basically provides a clonable interface. and that clonable interface basically disables the clone method. But if we do implement it, I think it's declared in the clonable interface as protected. It just basically is treated as protected method. But when we override it as public clone, the rule is that we need to be able to say that it's possible, it's still possible for whatever reason to generate an exception out of this specific method, and we need to be aware of it. But all we have to do is say superclass make a clone, and it returns back an object, and we return back an object. Therefore, in my code, originally I use my employee factory. Then I cast my employee factory, my employee class back to an employee. So this time an employee is the real object. I name it clone, basically a duplicate, right? So then I call the clone method, and the clone method, let me just change this to a duplicate because I think it's a bit of a confusion here with these things, right? So I say, all right, let's say a duplicate. Let's make a clone. It returns back an object. I have to cast it to an employee, and then I get my duplicate, and it succeeds. If something goes wrong, an exception is thrown, and I will say could not clone the object. So you can see that this is quite cumbersome, and it's a bit of a difficult proposition on the client side as well. So maybe there is a better approach to this. And yes, there is a better approach to clone your instances by using copy constructors. I'm going to talk about this next in the remaining portion of our implementation of our presentation here.